My name is Tim Gooden, 31 years old, born and raised in Port St. Lucie, Florida. My friends all know me as Six Finger Tim. I have 6 fingers on each hand. I have a lot of people that don't know my last name. That is my persona. That is my character in public. I enjoy fighting. I played football, middle school and high school, and this is the closest thing I've come to some sort of contact sport that I really enjoy and love. I love the transformation to my body. When I moved out to Denver, I was 270 pounds. When I started at the gym, I was 240, and now I fight at 185. The technique that goes into it, it reminds me of being like a defensive lineman and having to figure out what certain hand movements I need to do to get past the offensive lineman and things like that. I'd never been in a fight growing up. I've been 6 foot tall since about the 5th grade, so no one really picked on me. I was always known as the problem solver with all my friends. Anytime we would go out and a fight was, about to break out, I was one that would step in and squash everything. This is like a safe haven for me. Law school was rough. I went to DU, and my incoming class had 300 students, and I was one of 6 black students, one of 2 black males. And so I lacked that sense of family. So luckily I found here in Mike and LA, I call them mom and dad. And so it's the family aspect of it. It's the accountability to other people.
Cyle Mitchell, Denver, Colorado, 29 years old. What inspires me is my boys. They're premature babies. They fought for life since day one, and I feel like I've got a lot to prove to them. I'm their hero, so, they want nothing but the best, and for me to compete at the highest level possible. And, the only way I could do that is train hard every single day. I've been training MMA for about a year now. I've actually started Muay Thai back in 2012. Being a family man, I wasn't able to compete as much as I wanted to, but that's where I started off, was Muay Thai back in 2012. The personalities that come in here, there's all walks of life, just getting to know everybody and their background and what keeps them moving forward every single day. That's the most enjoyable part, being able to spar with some really close friends. We grow friendships here, definitely.
Fighting is the kind of oldest sport. If you think about what original sports were before we had tons of equipment and team, the oldest sports are boxing, wrestling, and running.
A lot of people see MMA as a brutal human cockfighting sport, a scourge, but they're finely tuned athletes.
There's this idea that fighting sports are born out of this love of violence or brutality, and that's just not what we have seen over the years. We are warriors, but we're kind people. Yep. And we always say that you can be a badass without being an asshole. With Tim and Cyle both, if you come into our gym, they're there. They are there, always training, always willing to be a sparring partner. Fighting, it's a sport that is an individual competition instead of a team competition. And so it really makes somebody focus inward on their own ability.
Tim is so loud and just boastful, and his analogy to us was to be aware of how much space you're taking up in the room, and he takes all of it up. He is a comedian, he is a philosopher.
Tim is one of the most dynamic people I feel like I've ever met. He's incredibly smart. Half of the time that we talk, we either are talking about fighting or we are talking about racial justice. He is one of, I think, our biggest successes as coaches, because he came to us with no martial arts experience at all, no fighting experience. And then Cyle.
Baby-faced, quiet. He's a father. His twin boys are just amazing, dedicated, just a quiet warrior, just a deep thinker.
He works incredibly hard. He's the kind of person that comes in, he's always very friendly, but he can be exceedingly serious. He puts a tremendous amount of heart and soul and thought behind what he does.
It's an expression. It's an art and a science. Fighters are not meatheads. They're not dumb. They're actually very intelligent. It takes a very smart person to learn the submission portions of it, the defense, the stand-up, the cardio requirements of it, the focus to get in the ring, the diets that they need to go through. It takes a lot of focus, and they are very smart individuals, very smart.
It went awesome. I walked out super nervous. It was my first time ever fighting without headgear and shin guards and things like that. And then, yeah, the first couple punches, I was like, this is going to be fun. And all I could do was just smile the entire time because everything I wanted to do, I did. It was a lot of fun to hear all my friends there and clearly hear folks screaming, "Eat his soul, Timmy G." Watching the will for this dude to fight leave his body. I want to have that effect on people. I want to be the eater of souls.
Oh man, I had an adrenaline rush like no other. My thoughts were, you know, I had all these eyes on me, but I didn't care. I was just looking right at the ring, walking forward. Couldn't wait to get my hands on him, honestly. But it happened so quick, you know. The 3-minute rounds, three 3-minute rounds, that's, you know, it's nothing. It just goes by so quick. You blink your eyes and it's over. You know, nobody likes to lose. Nobody ever likes to lose, but you know, it builds character too. You know, you're not just some unstoppable beast. You're not gonna go in there and kick everybody's ass. There is gonna be somebody who's gonna be well matched against you pretty much every time you step into that octagon. And, you know, being in there, the lights, the cheers. I mean, there's just no other feeling. I mean, walking up to the stairs, it was, you know, the adrenaline rush. There's nothing like that. I love that feeling and can't wait to have it back.
Yeah.